So I realized this morning, I really missed vlogging. Last week, we were on a mission trip to Denver, Colorado, and I tried to do daily vlogs, kind of like how I did with my passion videos. We were doing so much that I had to focus on those things, and I couldn't, grab my camera and record everything. It just didn't work. But now I'm back, and it's been so long since I made a video, and so I really just want to get back to vlogging. I don't even know if it's going to be every day or not, but I really just want to do it because it's just a good practice of. That being said, I do have two videos that I'm working on right now from last week. One is a tour of the church that we were at. I call it a tour. It was more like we were wandering randomly throughout the whole building. And another one is the Whisper Challenge that we did with the kids that went on the mission trip. So those videos should be posting sometime soon. Because today's my first free day back from the mission trip, I'm probably going to be editing all day, trying to get those videos to you guys as soon as I can. But first things first, right now I have class. Alright. I haven't been to class for about 2 weeks now because of spring break and then the mission trip. I forgot how long my classes are. Man, that was really long. Got lunch. It's so quiet out here. Figured there's no better place to just sit back and relax than the Rock House. Let editing begin. Just got back from working out, eating my protein bar. Tonight, of course, is Bible study, which is why I'm here at the Rock House. We're finishing up a short kind of mini-series about finishing strong, making sure you're always finishing your tasks and finishing the missions that you have strong, not just halfway or just partially doing something. Always making sure that you're fully finishing the tasks that you have. This is always very important. You always want to make sure that you never do a task halfway. You don't want to ever be in your workplace or ever be doing something personally or for your family or whatever. You never want to do something halfway. You always want to give it your all. Because then when people look at you, they're not going to think that you finish everything that you're supposed to do, that you're not going to give 100% of your effort. In everything that you do, you are supposed to give 100% of your effort. Put everything that you are into that thing, because whether or not you want it to, that thing is going to represent you. If you do everything halfway, then everyone's going to think that that is just your best and that your quality suffers because you're only doing half of what you possibly could be doing. You always want to make sure that you're doing 100% of your quality, 100% of everything that you do. You don't want to be known as someone who only does half of a job, or you don't want to be known as someone whose quality is mediocre when really you could be doing very well. It's just you didn't want to do the whole task. You only wanted to do half of it, or you didn't want to give all of your effort. You only wanted to give half. You always want to make sure that you finish everything strong. You finish everything with your full potential, because that is what we're called to do. That is what we are supposed to do as Christians. We are supposed to give everything we are in our representation of who we are. We are supposed to give 100% of our love and our care to others, because that is what Christ did. Christ came down and he gave his life. He ministered to common people, people who didn't really have like the highest education or the most You know, he came to everybody, but he came most importantly to show that no matter who you are loved by God, and you are loved by him, by Christ. And as Christians, we are to reflect his love to the people we come in contact with. Same thing applies as I was saying earlier, though. We don't want to halfway do this job. We need to fully love everybody. We don't want to just halfway love some people just because maybe they're not nice to us, or maybe, you know, they're being a jerk to everybody else, I shouldn't like them, or whatever. Jesus spent time with the people that were always looked down upon and were always rejected by society. Those are the people that he loved, and those are the people that he cared about and wanted to show that the kingdom of heaven is for them too. And the same goes for us today. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter how far you are always welcome into God's kingdom. All you have to do is accept Jesus as your Savior. You give your heart to him and serve him, and your life will be changed. Your life will be different than how it was before. If you want to know a little bit more about what we're talking about, then there are several things you could do. One, you can join us on Tuesday nights here at the Rock House at 7 o'clock. That's when we have our Bible studies, and we're about to start up a new series going through Ephesians, studying through the whole book, and kind of taking a look at God's call for us through Ephesians. The second thing you can do is join us Sunday mornings at Castle Hills Church. And we have two locations, one in Castle Hills and one in Leon Springs if you're up towards the Bernie area of San Antonio. But you're always welcome to come. 11 o'clock services here at Castle Hills and 10 o'clock service at Leon Springs. For more information, you can always go to castlehills.church and get more information there. But we're about to get started here. People are going to start showing up soon. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching.